Next is from Eden Axwound. And this is kind of a weird mailbag question. AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. Any news on what's going on with the planned Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles match? Right off the bat, Joe, is there a planned AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns match? Do you know anything about that?
I had not heard any plans for that. No, I hadn't heard that at all.
All right. So this is kind of fake news here. It seems like it's been spoken about for nearly 2 years. I haven't heard a thing about this. I don't know if you remember those matches AJ and Reigns had after AJ's debut, but holy man, they are bangers, and quite frankly, Roman Reigns has only gotten better. I think that a Reigns versus Styles match in 2022 could be a match of the year candidate. What about you? It's like, dude, I don't care about match of the year candidates and stuff like that. AJ is not a credible opponent for Reigns where people think he's actually going to beat him. And it was interesting because I watched a clip of Road Dogg and Vince. I should see how Sports Kita catches wind of what we say on this podcast and stuff, and they repeat. They post a lot of stuff,
right.
but they were. But Vince had a good point. I'm wondering if Hunter felt the exact same way. Is that like everybody's looking and going like, like when Vince was looking at this roster, he was saying like, who can beat Roman Reigns? And Vince was saying like, whoever it is, the guy is not there right now. And it was kind of funny that you see like the NXT.
I think Hunter, he is. I think he is there, and you could find another guy too. If I'm
no. This is before that they were talking about. Now they brought up Cross.
Right.
And they're making Cross to look like a credible challenger because, like you said, there was not a guy. Nobody was there.
There's one more guy.
There's one more. Who would you say?
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby. It's true. Yeah, you're right. Bobby Lashley could be a credible challenger. But now you have.
Did you see how over he was on Raw?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I think they brought up Cross immediately as as a credible opponent for Roman, and they're going to protect him. Bro, it's going to be a great push, just like they did in NXT with this guy. Right. You're going to see why we kept promoting this guy and talking about him and something, because you're going to watch it like what he does every week.
He's special, bro, and I can't believe the people that don't see that.
Bro, like I said, for 2 weeks in a row, he's been on TV for a minute and a half each time, and it's like he's maximized the minute and a half. You remember what he did on the show or what he said. So that's why these are where you're going to see his skills. So
you brought up Road Dogg briefly there. I don't think anyone sent this question. What do you guys think about Road Dogg? Just a couple of days after being interviewed by K100, being
got the rub,
re-signed by WWE.
When he came in here, he knew he was going to get the rub, bro. Road Dogg, he's a crafty veteran. He's never been on our show. He's out of work. He saw what we did with the Canadians, the 2.0s, and a couple other guys. When he saw what happened when we gave the Hex to Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? I want to get some. And we were like, we'll give you some. Road Dogg, come on the show. We will give you the rub. There it is.
Do you think? Hang on 1 second. Because Road Dogg actually replaced Jeff Jarrett. Do you think that was what do you think's going on there? Is that a matter of Hunter kind of wanted to use one of his guys, or Jeff had something else going on?
I imagine.
Yeah.
Because Jeff and Road Dogg get along.
Yeah. They do really well.
Surprised.
Right, Jeff and Road Dogg are real good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that dynamic went down where they.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't find a way to keep them both. Because Jeff is bro. I always see like Jeff is like Jeff done it and seen it all, dude.
Yeah, you know what too though? I think that Hunter maybe looks at Jeff as like a guy that likes to politic, and they kind of want to get that culture out of there. But it's like I think Jeff's kind of changed. Right. It's just and he's a very bright guy to have around. Like I tweeted when he got let go, I was like, I learned more from Jeff than anybody. Like there were there was a thing like he was telling me one day. You stuff I never
learn anything from Dixie. Nothing.
I didn't learn anything from. I didn't learn like perfect example. I didn't learn anything from like Vince Russo.
Right.
Except like how I see him write the shows and he tells me this is how I outline and stuff. But like we're just creative guys with ideas, booking something. Jeff is the type of guy that would like knew how to like structure a card, like you can't put this match here because this is following like things that I never like. Perfect example.
You know who was good at that? Even though I disliked Terry Taylor.
Right, he was very good, but like Jeff told me one time, it's like I'd never thought of it. Like I never even would have thought of this. He's like we're talking about like matches and stuff. He goes, why do you think WWE main event, like the main events on the pay-per-views, always start off hot? I didn't even notice this. He goes, because the crowd's kind of flat. Because the show's been going on that so long, so you kind of want to kickstart the thing. And he said he learned that from Pat Patterson. You know, and it's like little things like that I would never even think of. You know, but then Jeff had so many stuff like tweaks and nuances that he knew and stuff, and like things you're supposed to do, like things a babyface shouldn't do, things a babyface heel shouldn't. You know, he was just an encyclopedia.
Tell me two other things you learned from him.
When I did there was a thing when we did the thing in the WWA when I threw the bananas off the thing, right? And I got into the ring and I started doing my dance.
Right.
He said, "Bro, you killed the heat." Because now you're just, now you're acting silly when you just did something very serious. You should have had a more menacing look and stuff and everything and all that. God, it's just hard to pick out things because there's so many things I know now and I just can't remember if Jeff told me specifically, but he would have, bro. Scott Steiner for years.
Think of one and then attribute it to him. Yeah.
Well, just like for years, Scott Steiner would always run his matches move for move by Jeff.
Right. Before
he went out there, and Jeff would and I'm like, and I would do that sometimes too. I'd be like, if there's a spot, what do you think we should do here? Or I'm going over a match with the guy, and I don't like the guy with something that the guy is doing. And I get Jeff, what do you think of this? And then I go back to the guy, and Jeff had a better idea. That happened a lot. It was like so. Yeah, he's always knew how to structure.
I'm just surprised they didn't find. They.
Because he'd be perfect for the director of live. He'd be perfect for director of live events,
right?
Like going to a show and being the guy in charge of the show for the live shows on the weekend and stuff. He'd be perfect for that, But Road Dogg is perfect for that too, though. And he's because he's learned. He was under the WWE learning tree too. So.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100. My co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!